Hey, y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday. It's Malfeasance Monday. It's Maximum Sentence Monday. It's Misdemeanor Monday. What is
It's
it?
Mashed Potato Monday.
I wish. That sounds good.
Meatloaf Monday. Ooh, mashed
Oh,
potatoes and meatloaf. Oh, wait a minute. I may
think
need
you're
to
onto
make
something.
that, right?
Oh, my gosh. Well, Keisha, I'd like to say happy belated birthday to you.
And happy belated birthday to you. We're both new ages now.
We are
Last
since
time I
last
talked
we
to
spoke.
you, you were 54.
I
Now
know,
you're
girl.
55.
Now I'm double
Yeah.
nickel. Look at you.
I know. It's weird. I'm like, do I need to start like really investing in like skincare products? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what
you
do I
do.
need to? I'm scared. I'm a little bit. I was just telling you, like last night I slept and I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, my neck is broke. My neck is broke. I can't move it. It hurts. So like I turned 44 and everything's breaking down already. I'm like, it hasn't even been 24 hours and I'm breaking down. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you hit 40, it's all downhill. So 44, you're 4 years into it. You know, my husband said to me yesterday on my birthday, he said, well, today you're closer to 70 than to 40.
Holy shit, boss, that is not cool. Did you kick him for saying that?
I was like, why would you say something like that? He goes, that's just what I think every day. He goes, once I turned 55, I thought every second I'm alive, I'm closer to 70 than 40. I was like, what a weird thing to think about. Don't say that.
And that's a huge jump, too, in age. Like, from 55 to 75. Like, can we just say closer to 60? Like, let's start there.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Well, I've been 55 like 10 minutes. So, like, give me a break. He's like, it's 10 minutes closer to 70.
Oh
my gosh. We got a lot to do between now and 70. Shit.
He's already giving you a cane and shit. Like, here's your cane. You're going to need it soon.
I know.
Jeez.
I know. I was like, just because you're old, don't try to drag me down with you. Damn.
Boys are the worst. I swear.
I know. Well, I'm glad that producer James got back from his trip to India. That's where he was, right?
Yes, he is back. He brought back some fabulous gifts. And, he's pretty jet lagged, though.
Oh, I bet. What's the time? How long does it take to get there? What's the time difference?
He was traveling. He was on the plane for 22 hours, I want to say.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah. With a stop in Dubai.
Wow. Did he
Mm-hmm.
have a lie flat seat? Was he able to sleep?
They were in business class, so he was pretty comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
God, I hope so. God, I mean, you know that some of these 90-day people, they do these 22 hours and they are like at the seat next to the bathroom all the way in the back.
I don't know. I don't want to, I don't care how good the seats are. I don't want to be traveling for 22 hours.
Well, you know, you think about
in flight.
This season on Real Housewives of New York, there was a whole storyline about Jessel's husband, Pavitt, doing that 60,000-mile run. He goes to Vietnam and like gets a sandwich in the airport and gets back on the plane. Yeah. But he goes like, have you ever been first class on one of those planes? Like it's like being a little apartment. It's a break. And I was like, all right, I kind of get it.
I like him. I hate all the hate that he got from Aaron and Sai. Sai sucks. I cannot wait for the reunion because it's supposed to go down. I'm ready.
You know what I think they'll do for next season? If nobody decides to quit, I think they'll keep the exact same cast just to say we're going to give this whole cast together a second season to see, you know, because they got to give them a chance because there's only some of them like kind of knew each other before.
Right.
So I'll be interested because I think that when I had that conversation with Carlos King, he was like, Uba needs to go, Jenna Lyon needs to go. They don't show anything.
Well, I heard Jenna Lyons is not supposed to come back.
Well, I don't like that because I like her.
I like her too. I like the whole cast. They need to come back. But Sidus really plucks my nerves.
She plucks a lot of people's nerves. She doesn't bug me that bad. She doesn't bug me that bad.
Boy,
I will tell you that I did tell Carlos King that if he's ever shooting a reality show in Houston, I got a girl for him.
Woo woo! Thank you for coming through, MP. Thank you.
I did. I mean,
she's my manager, guys.
Yeah, after we got done with the podcast, I was like, Carlos, I go, before I forget, I go, I have a friend that told me if you need a cute black girl in Houston. And he was like, okay, tell me. So I told him. And and so I sent over your Instagram and stuff to his
Look at you.
He's like, yeah, send it over to whoever was the PR person. So I did.
Look at you being a manager and shit. Wow.
Yeah, like I don't know if it'll go anywhere.
Don't be asking for your 30% though. I sound like Britney. Don't be, you gonna be. We gonna be.
Yeah, Kerok B. I won't be asking. I'll be asking for a 10% finder's fee.
That's okay. Okay, all right.
Of what? A 10% of what? I don't know. But when the deal comes down, I'll let you know.
We'll discuss. Yes, I'll have my people call your people.
You'll have James call Ingrid.
James, yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. So James and Ingrid are going to have a conversation. That's funny.
That is funny. That's the only person I got. Yeah, Ingrid has been out of town all weekend in New York doing some plays with her friend Ken. Ingrid is like, she's just out there doing the Lord's work. But she's out there like trying to like between Broadway plays like post up episodes and stuff. And I was like, girl, she was texting me today. She was sending me stuff from the train. And I was like, no. I was like, you got that wrong because this person was going to come on. It was Randy. So Randy, speaking of India, Randy is Jen's friend from Jen from 90 Day, Jen and Yash. No, his name is not Yash. Jen and Rishi. Oh, he's so hot. So Jen and Rishi, and she went over to India.
Was he with the curly hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He can get it if he wants to.
Yeah. He's hot. Yeah. And so her friend Randy was on the show quite a bit. It was funny. And then she's also friends with a guy that I know, John Hill, who's on Radio Andy. And so I got her information from John Hill, and she was like, oh, I'd love to come on and talk about, because she's on Pillow Talk now with Jen.
Okay.
So she was going to come on this week, but I just got I'm so overloaded and overwhelmed with just regular programming I have to do, plus all the BravoCon stuff. I'm just like literally just talking. My stomach just did like a flip. I'm so
just thinking about all of it.
Yeah. So I was like, I think I gotta push a couple of these things till after BravoCon.
Or you need an edible.
No, girl. No.
Oh.
No. I don't need an edible. But speaking of edibles, you guys, Keisha sent me the cutest cookies you have ever seen. And they're from a girl, and you could find her on Facebook. It's Christy's Cookies and Cakes or something like that. Is that what
Christy with the K? Yeah.
Kristy. So I'm going to tag her on Facebook. I've took a picture of the cookies. They are so cute. Some of them are like the Pink Shade logo. Some of them are like a microphone. Some say Love After Lockup. Some say 90 Day Fiancé. Some say Bravo. Some say, don't say that, Keisha.
If you guys only knew how often I hear that. It's like, Keisha, you can't say that.
Keisha, you can't say that. Can't say that.
Yeah.
So they're really, really cute. And so I was like, your friend is so talented. So you gave me her Facebook. So I'm going to post it in our Facebook stuff and tag her just so she could get some love, because obviously they got mailed to me and they were in perfect condition. None of them were cracked or anything.
Yeah, they're good. I didn't have enough money to put all the shows that you recap on there.
That would be 12 dozen cookies. Yeah.
I'm like, she's just going to have to deal with these right here because, no.
But none of them have a crack or anything. They look like perfection. And I ate one while I was taking my notes, and they were delicious.
She does good work. Yes.
I ate one that was like it was like lips with like a microphone in the middle. And I ate that one because there was two of them. So I was like, all right, maybe if I eat the one where there's a duplicate of it, nobody will notice. If anybody comes in and goes, wait a minute, there were 12 cookies there, now there's 11.
Right?
But they're delicious. So we will tag her on Facebook. And guys, once again, I'll just do a big push for Instagram for me at Pink Shade Pod, Keisha at Libra Lounge with Keisha. I was trying to explain it last week. Like, the reason it's so important is not because like I'm all like, I got to be social media because I'm super old, but it's just for like when advertisers look at what the social media following is, they think, hey, if I do an ad on this show, also this will help with the social media. So that's why we always push it, but it does help to put the podcast out for free, which is where you're listening to it here. If you're not listening to it ad free on Pink Shade Prime. If you want to know all about that, click in the show notes. All right, let's quit talking and quit shilling, and let's get on to this episode.
Alrighty.
Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 6, Unhappy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Not a great title, but it was fitting.
It was true. Yeah.
It was true. So let's start with Melissa and Louie. We're kind of going to zip through them because a lot of this was fake, super fake.
Yeah, and annoying as fuck. It just was. Like, really? Come on now.
Yeah, I don't like when they put this stuff in, and you're like, you could clearly tell they planned this. It's fake. Like,
Right.
we're going to, it was annoying. So we open with Melissa being still pissed about the cute dance instructor named Rebecca. And then we were reminded of her being mad about Rutu, the yoga instructor, and how she went to that girl's yoga class. It was like, oh, are you the yoga instructor? Like, no wonder. Yeah.
That was super creepy when she did that. Like,
yeah. And so Melissa's in the bathroom talking to herself in the mirror like a real weirdo. And then she comes back in and they dance some more. And Melissa tells us, I am holding back the urge to tell Rebecca to just fuck herself. Like, she's just so mad.
She acts like this girl did a strip tease.
He's been out of jail one day.
One day. And you're already fighting with him. Like, he's already got his mom roaming around town following with a wooden stick. And now you're totally flipping out on him. Like, give the dude a break. Like, seriously.
Yeah. And so after Rebecca leaves the room, she tells Louie about, how she's mad. And he just sort of laughs. He's like, really? This is what you're mad about? Really? Like, he kind of laughs at it. So they get in the car and he goes, that was fun. Our first date was fun. And it was fun and it was nice. And she goes, the idea was fun and nice. But that instructor was a thirsty bitch. He's what?
It's crazy to me. Like, you're doing the Roomba. It's like a sexy kind of dance. If you didn't want any of this sensual stuff, then you should have done a class for the Harlem Shuffle or the Boot Scoot Boogie or some shit like that. Like, you don't have to be super close to the person. I'm like, Melissa,
yes.
Stop.
You could have done country line dancing or something like that. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a great point. So then Louie makes a terrible mistake in the car where he says, I don't know why you think that. And she goes, you're just nice. You just think everybody's being nice. But she was flirting with you. And he makes the mistake of going, what? He goes, why would she flirt with me? She could get any guy she wants. I was like,
oh, he was trying to save himself, but yeah, epic fail.
Epic fail. So Melissa goes, do you not think you did anything wrong? And he goes, no, I wasn't flirting. And then he says in his talking head, like, imagine if I was somewhere and someone really was flirting. Like, that was just like a dance class.
Right.
So they get back to the room and she's like, no, I'm mad at you, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, this is our last day together. And she goes, fine. So he goes to work out, which is funny because he's working out in the same prison outfit. He's still, he's still in his tank top.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And
old habits die hard.
That's right. But can you imagine if you're like the Hampton Inn in Schenectady, New York, or wherever they are, and you're just like, I just got to go run on the treadmill before dinner. And you're like, this guy's in there with no teeth.
Yeah.
And
you're kind of looking to the side and looking to the side and checking that your phone hasn't been stolen and your debit card is still on you. Like, yeah.
Does he have an ankle monitor? I'm trying to remember if
I don't
came
think
out
so.
last. Yeah, I feel like he didn't.
I don't remember
when
hearing
he came
anything
out.
about.
But I'm wondering what that's why I was wearing pants. I wonder. Yeah.
Well, it may be, but they just didn't mention it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he goes to work out, and then she's like, maybe Louie the player is still in full effect. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a player.
God. He has no money, no car. Like, what is he doing? He barely knows how to work the iPhone. What?
Right.
Really?
Unless his mom gets Kelly, the pediatrician over there. Pretty sure
she might try.
She's not into that. So, anyway, it's the next morning, and she's like, yeah, Louie slept on the floor last night. Yeah, I guess he's gone to work out again. I don't know where he is. So he comes back to the room, and this is what I wrote. They go back and forth about him talking to girls. This is stupid and fake. Next scene. Like, this is annoying as anything. Because he's like, are you going to be like this forever and ever? It bugged. So now they get in the truck, and they're headed to his mom's house, and they're arguing in the car again about Rebecca,
the same shit.
The same stuff. And she's like, you're just so innocent, you're just so innocent. I'm just a crazy one. And he's like,
yeah,
in this situation, yeah, you are.
She is.
So then his buddy Dirk calls him and tells him, hey, come by the pizza place, Big Pie or whatever it's called. And then we get the flashback to when Melissa stalked around his town and met Dirk.
Yeah.
Because that was his job. That was where he worked. And he was like part owner or something of this place when he got
helped him
locked
open
up.
it.
Yeah. So then we get flashback to Dirk saying, yeah, Louie was really a ladies' man back in his day, So who knows what he's going to be up to when he gets out. And again, I don't think any of this is true. I think it's all fake.
It is because she's not even that mad.
No. And she would not drop him off and be like, find your own way back to the hotel. After she's waited on this guy for like 5 years, she's going to just not be trying to get that D for one last time before she has to go back to Jersey?
And she has to go home. Yeah. No one's buying it is the thing. It's just really bad acting. Yeah.
It's like super, super obvious that this is fake.
Right.
So then in the talking head, Louie tells us, I helped Dirk open Big Pie and I worked there for 5 years. And, I used to do a lot of drugs in there. It was a really, really bad, dark time. I hadn't seen Dirk in 10 years. I'm so excited that he called. And then Dirk says the last we saw anything of you was that, like on TV, the surveillance video of him robbing a bank.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that wild that he was like, that's the last we saw you, was like holding up a bank.
Yeah.
And this is like his friend that helped him open this place.
Friend? Yeah. And I think they were on some like Food Network show. They were on some cable food show about that place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's definitely like old school Italian, like really flipping the dough and everything. Yeah. And so Dirk says, Louie, I have thought about you every day for the last 10 years. Like, I can't believe this happened. And Louie's like, yeah, we were the ones here. Like, we knew how bad it was. And then Dirk says, this is a lot of lost time, man. And Louie goes, but if I didn't go to prison, I'd be dead. And I'm
probably so.
I'm 5 years sober. Seriously, the first 5 years in prison, he wasn't sober because he's been in prison 10 years. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. So he says he's 5 years sober and he goes, that's incredible. They high five or whatever. And, Dirk kind of tears up and he offers Louie a job. It says, as long as you need to work here, you can work here, if you're going to go to Jersey or whatever, but you can work here. So he goes in the back, he works on a pizza, and then Louie tells Dirk about his date with Melissa. And he was like, listen, there was an instructor there. I mean, okay, all right. She was smoking hot. I was like, uh-oh. Good thing they don't have a tell-all.
She was just okay to me. She's just a cute girl. Like, they're making it seem like she was supermodel gorgeous or something like that. She's just cute.
She was super cute, but I mean, that's the only girl he's seen in 10 years besides Melissa when she snuck onto his job. Then, yeah.
Yeah, she's super hot. Yeah.
Super hot. And she had on those tight dancing pants. And he goes, anyway, Melissa didn't like that girl was giving me attention. She didn't like it. And Dirk's like, you're always been a flirt, man. That's how you are. The ladies always love you. But he goes, no, she's leaving tomorrow. Like, I got to find a way to go see her tonight. She like left me here. Right. And Dirk says he should entice her with a pizza. And he's like, yeah, I'll make a heart-shaped pizza. And Dirk says,
I like that.
I just like any kind of pizza, really.
I would love that. Yeah.
And Dirk says, what's her favorite kind of pizza? And Louie's like, I don't know. He's like, you can't marry a woman you don't know her favorite kind of pizza.
When he said that, why did I say sausage with jalapenos? That's what I'd want.
Really? Really? No. I like pepperoni, green pepper, and onion.
Oh, not the onions.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind a pepperoni sausage either. I like that too.
I'll take that too. And throw some olives on there as well.
No olives. Nope.
I love green olives. So good.
Do you like black olives?
I will take them on a pizza, but I much prefer a green one.
Okay, because my husband and my daughter love black olives. When Anna, my daughter, goes to Subway, her order is, 6-inch double cheese with black olives. That's all she eats.
Yeah.
Double cheese with olives.
There's no meat?
No. Double cheese with black olives, toasted.
Now, look, I love olives. Like, they make fun of me because I love olives, but I'm not getting a damn sandwich with just cheese and olives, no meat.
I know. Isn't that gross? It's pretty gross.
Well, maybe I'll try it one day. But she's got to buy it for me. I can't spend my own money on that.
It's not worth your $4.99.
No, like Anna's treats.
Oh, God. My Subway order is turkey Swiss bacon with some honey mustard, lettuce, and onion and pickles.
I always get the tuna.
Ew.
I know. Everyone says the same thing, but I love the tuna or roast beef.
Oh, yeah. My husband is unlike the roast beef. I can't imagine where they get that tuna from. That's Subway. I don't think that's
from
sustainably sourced. I don't think so.
But it's so good. It's just something about it. I just love it. And I've never gotten sick.
Well, that's good. No, knock on something. Knock on something, because God knows we don't need to give you any more digestion problems.
Right?
Oh, Lord. All right. So now let's go to your favorites, Andy and Brittney. So
I have gossip.
Tell it. Ooh, tell it.
So Andy's wife, they're getting a divorce. The divorce should be done like literally within a couple of days.
Second wife, right?
Yes, and she likes to talk a lot. So I was listening to this YouTuber, and so she was just going over some of the stuff that his wife has posted, including the fact that Brittney has relapsed like 5 times.
Oh no, that's so sad.
And so this is it's all about my kids. It's all about my kids. She left Andy and moved in with her ex, who also deals meth. Yeah.
Yeah. She seems to really be struggling, and that's
she does.
Sad.
You can see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
And she also said that Andy can't hold down a job. He's such a piece of shit, which we kind of already know. And he's on what is it? Workers' comp? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. When you get paid because you had a on the job injury. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's waiting for his 3rd settlement. So I think he's a professional liar and a professional faller at work.
Right.
Oh, Andy just has no good redeeming qualities at all. At all. So he and Brittney are now back together. They broke up in August for a month.
What?
They've been together this entire time.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought that they definitely this is it. They're breaking up.
No. Sure. And now they're back together. So, yeah.
Even though she keeps relapsing and stuff, he's sticking by her.
Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I'm about to say, okay, I could kind of feel both ways.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people, were like, oh, did you see this and that on those Thursday night shows? Or where are they now? I go, I've never watched one. I'm going to have to go to the WeTV app and watch all of them, because Kimberly of A Date with Dateline, who records with me for 90 Day, wrote me and was like, did you know that whole thing about Monique and Dirk and how Monique was faking this pregnancy and all this? I was like, did Monique say she was pregnant? I forgot about that.
Yeah, and we all knew she was faking it too.
Why don't I even remember? Well, I don't even remember her saying she was pregnant.
Oh, I might be pregnant. I think I'm pregnant. And then takes a pregnancy test and she's totally not pregnant. It was...
This was before they even got engaged, I think, right? I think it was right at the beginning of their storyline.
Yeah, we watched this go down. Yeah. But this week is going to be good because who's going to be on there? Jessica from Jessica and Maurice.
Oh, that Maurice is so hot.
Yeah, he's not now. And the girlfriend that he has now is just so disgusting. It's funny.
She's ratchet, yeah.
Yeah, on his Facebook group, everyone calls her Musty. And then it's going to be Amber. Yeah, they call her Musty Mandy.
Oh, no.
So gross. Yeah, she's gross. And who else is going to be there? It's going to be...
You said Amber.
Amber from Amber and Puppy.
Okay. Well, hopefully she's got something positive to say, because her last season was pretty bleak.
It was, yeah. And I don't know if you noticed that on Life After Lockup, that Chevelle and Quaylen have been added to the show.
No, I have not noticed that.
Yeah,
they're still together, yeah?
Yeah, because I watched their where have they been or whatever these things are called. But yeah, they're going to be on there. I was like, they just threw that in randomly.
Yeah, well, sometimes when these people have to drop out, they got to get somebody real quick to fill out that, because somebody maybe had to drop out, or maybe Brittney and Andy were on there and she relapsed or something and they had to.
Could be.
All right, so we're starting off with Andy and Brittney, and this is where she's telling him, that she's going to feel more comfortable if she stays in the guest room. It's just a lot for her. She needs to get used to everything. Now, this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You just got out of prison. You've been in prison for 2 years. You got to get used to everything. You're in this very obvious Airbnb.
Yeah.
And this, are we to believe this is a 3-bedroom house and that Barry also has a room? Because it doesn't seem big enough to.
It seems pretty small, but I mean, I've seen some small 3-bedrooms, so I believe it.
Maybe so. So he's got the primary bedroom, and so Brittney's going to go over there.
The kitchen.
Yeah, and then Brittney's going to go over there to another bedroom and is going to have to share a bathroom with Barry. Come on.
Yeah, that seems. Yeah, I was like, that's kind of. You're talking about awkward. That's pretty damn awkward to me, right there, sharing a bathroom with Barry.
Justice for Barry.
I don't know. Yeah.
So he says, okay. And so then she's just walking around getting her stuff and moving it from room to room. And while she's talking, he's like, well, now tell me now, what's going to make you feel uncomfortable now? What happened now? And she's like, if you want to talk to me, you're going to have to follow me. He's like, okay, I'm right behind you. Here I go. And
like a damn goober every time. I would have been like, bitch, give me back my $500 and you stand still till I get there, woman, and listen to me. Like,
no, that's not the way to do it, Keisha.
That's how much I can't stand her at this point. This keeps getting worse. Yes.
Yeah. And she goes, listen, I was just uncomfortable and I felt trapped and suffocated. And I just want to move a lot slower if you're okay with it. And he goes, well, I guess I have to be. And she's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you're moving into this room. And so I guess I have to be. We'll go at your pace. I guess we're just going to regroup then. Okay. Now have a good night's sleep. Now bye-bye. And he goes over to his room. Now, he's talking to the production and he goes, listen, I didn't mean to make her uncomfortable, but we did talk about like what it would be like in the real world. And was I expecting something different? Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about getting married. We even talked about what our engagement pictures would look like. And we're on the verge of being fiancés and she wants to move to another room after one night.
I mean, he's got some points.
What do you think they discussed their engagement pictures could look like?
At Bass Pro Shop, some shit like that. Super stupid. Just as stupid as why did they go to sleep with the clothes that they wore that day and they woke up with the same clothes on and didn't change clothes? That bothered my soul. I just didn't.
I was like, is it night? Is it morning? Have we gone through the evening? Is it now the next day? What's the timeline? My thought on what their photo would be they're standing kind of in a field with like a fence kind of in the distance, like a cow or a horse pasture with a fence in the distance. So that fence is kind of blurry in the background.
Okay.
And then they're standing there and she's in like a beige-ish flowing kind of a prairie dress with some sort of flowers in her hair.
I see it.
Kind of in the back.
100%.
Okay. And he's in the same colored like giant linen shirt hanging over some khaki pants.
Khaki shorts. It would be shorts with him.
Yeah. She might make him put on pants for the photo shoot. And they're both barefoot in this picture.
Oh God.
And they're holding up a wooden sign from Home Goods that says just got hitched, or it says Mr. and Mrs., or maybe it says she said yes.
I think you're spot on.
Okay. Or it could be all those. It could be different photos with all those signs in it. But definitely, there's wooden word art referring to the engagement.
I agree with you 100% on that. Can you set that up right now? I mean, I've got a camera. You've got a camera. We could just go make that happen.
If they didn't think of it, I know a photographer. Her name is Anna Gilbert. Okay, so plug for my daughter.
Right.
So if you're in the Alexandria, Virginia area and you need some graduation pictures taken, that's your girl. Oh, okay. All right. So she says to the production, she goes, I mean, he thought it would just be ready-made family, but because of where he was looking, he should have known it wouldn't be like that. So this is how I know she's not really in recovery at all, because she's putting all the blame on him. She's taking really nothing, no blame on herself. None.
But she's even blaming him for things that he's not doing. Here we go again. I got to take up for Andy. It's disgusting.
Okay. I know it's hard. It's hard.
I mean, she keeps saying that he's smothering her. But actually, he's not. He's more like her Uber driver, if nothing else. He's just been driving around waiting for her. You know, he's not asking for very much at all. I mean, he takes her to the house. She doesn't want to sleep in a room. He's not nasty towards her. He's not pushing up on her, anything like that. I think for the amount of small space they have in that house, he's giving her space. I don't know. She just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 2 giant leather couches. They can each sit on one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if they shared a meal yet together.
Oh, have they? Well, the one meal they would have shared, he was stuck in the parking lot. She told, you can't come in.
Exactly. Yeah. And she didn't even want to have coffee with him when he brought coffee to the room.
You're right. You're right. I wonder if they even got like some just Chick-fil-A to go in the car or something.
I don't know. I think he's doing the best that he can with what he's got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and she says, I'm seeing the real Andy now, and he's just selfish. He's just selfish. And the reality is, I'm not prepared for as fast for it to go as he wants it to go. But she's not taking any accountability of like, okay, I know that I said all these things to him. I know I did.
That's right. You made
But
these plans.
I made these plans and I made these promises. But now that I'm in the real world, I need to rethink it. And she's not taking any accountability. She's just like, well, he's hooked up with an inmate. What did he think was going to happen? Of course I'm going to fuck him over. That's his fault for being dumb,
Well,
it's just wild.
Fucking dumb too for getting with Andy. Of all people, Andy. Like, it's not, she saw him. They had visits together. I mean, there was no surprises.
Right.
None at all. So, I don't know.
So, the next morning or the same night, we don't know because they're in the same clothes.
Same clothes.
They're just like getting in and out of the bed in their clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know if I can deal with this. So I was like, what happened while you were sleeping? Like, because if we're led to believe, y'all went to sleep in separate rooms. Right. So I guess she thought about it. And she says, I just don't know how I'm going to deal with somebody on my heels and just needs more attention than my kids. It's just too much. Well, your kids aren't with you.
You're giving your kids no attention at all. What are you talking about? Really? Yeah. She's Delulu. Yeah.
She says, everything he told me is a lie. And he said he's just going to help try to build my life up and help me get some stability. And he told me he had a Britney fund of $1,200. And then we see the clip of him saying, well, it's $500 here. I still owe you some because I had some fraud on my account. Somebody did some online gambling.
Him. But he did. Yeah, it was him. He is providing stability. He got her home. He got her clothes. I mean, this bitch is living out of a duffel bag. She needs to just chill and be a little bit grateful, okay? I mean, he's done. He didn't have to give her any money.
No.
He really didn't.
And what does she need it for?
Exactly. Yeah.
So she says, he's told me that same thing about bank fraud twice. And he also promised me a car. I mean, I didn't ask for it, but he said he'd get me one. I was like, okay.
And I could totally see Andy doing that. But is
like
your driver's license even renewed yet? Like, you can't be driving Kerok. Yeah. Can't be driving like Kerok. No license.
So she says,
no nothing.
I have no one to call. I can't call Gracie because I don't want to worry her. And I can't call my mom because then she'll, worry I'm going to use again, which sounds like it's right on par.
Yeah.
And she says, I always fuck up even when I'm trying to do good. And again, this is how I know that she is not a person in recovery because this is not recovery talk. She's like, I always fuck it up. I always do the wrong thing. Even if I'm trying to do the right thing, poor me, poor me. She'll take any accountability or any let me look forward. Let me see what I can fix. So she says,
pretty doom gloom.
She's very doom and gloom. And then she goes, I've waited 2 years to be with my kids and I deserve it and they deserve it. They've waited 2 years to be with me too. And I'm just ready to go, but I feel trapped here.
But you're not because
it's been 1 day. It's been like 2 days. Yeah.
I just don't even know what to think of her anymore. I really don't. I just don't think she's a good person.
I think she's not in recovery and she didn't do the work in prison to make herself better with her addiction. Whether that's the prison's fault or her fault, I don't know. But this is a person that needs rehab and probably didn't need prison, So he says, wow, it's just crazy to think all that stuff we talked about. I was hoping last night we could make up and work out our differences and have some alone time. But here we are living here in this house I got for us, and we're not occupying it in the way that I thought.
Okay, that was uber gross.
Okay, stop it, Andy. We were trying to be on your side, but now you're being creepy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now you're being creepy.
Most definitely.
So Andy goes to her bedroom door and he's like, hey, you in there? What's going on in there? Hey. Now, did you notice that the AC was set on 59?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, it was
How
set
is
on.
that even possible?
I don't know. I couldn't decide if it was just off and that was the temperature in the house. But they're in
not
t-shirts
with coats. Yeah.
They're in t-shirt and shorts, so it's summertime. Yeah. So I don't know if she got hot, had a hot flash in the middle of the night and got up and turned it so far down she didn't know. That probably the whole system is frozen now.
It has to be. I mean, I know I'm hot natured and I keep it on 60, 70, 65-ish. But 59.
59, that's cold.
That's pretty damn cold.
So
cold is her heart.
That's it matches her cold black heart.
Yes, it does.
So she's outside and, he's like, hello, you there? And she's outside. And so she is beyond annoyed because he calls her and it's like, Brittney, hey, I just went to knock on your door and you weren't in there. And I was like, hey, where is she? Yeah. And she goes, yeah, Andy, God, I went outside to go on a walk. And he goes, oh, I would have loved to have gone for a walk. She goes, really? You fat ass wanted to go on a walk? Your fat ass wanted to go on a... that's what she was saying.
They both could use the walk. They could both use the walk together and get on their health journey. And they could spend time together in nature.
A walk in nature is always good. Yes. But that is how she said it to him. Like, really? You?
It was. I can't even deny it. She's
just mean. She's just rolling her eyes like he's like, well, is it all right if I come out there and talk to you? And she's just like, sure. God.
But he's doing everything normal. Mad. She could have just said, hey, I need some fresh air. I need some time to think. I'm going to go take a walk. He woke up and you weren't in the house.
And also, he doesn't have to ask you, can I come outside my own house?
That's true, too. And I also would have woken him up and said, where's breakfast before I go on this walk by myself? I need a meal. Yeah. I don't know.
You got Uber Eats up in here? Can I get a Starbucks delivery? Something.
Yeah, something.
So when she goes, sure, Andy, she looks at production. He goes, well, there goes my peaceful walk. So he comes out and she's sitting and he's standing and he's like, what's going on? She goes, Andy, I'm just overwhelmed. And this is more than I can handle. And I'm just not ready. He goes, ready for what? And she goes, I'm just not ready for anything. I just want to be with my kids. Like, I just didn't know how I was going to feel. And I really need some space. And, I hadn't slept alone in 2 years. And I got to sleep alone last night. It really gave me time to think. And I'm just not ready. And he goes, well, I hate that. So is there anything I can do? Should we just spend some time together and talk? No, she just flat out said she does not want to talk to you. She don't want to talk to you.
He's not getting it. I don't even think that he gets that when she says I need space, that she means space away from him. Right. He's not getting it.
He thinks she means like I need
to be there. Barry needs to be there and be the middleman and kind of translate for the both of them because their signals are way off.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that means she wants to be in nature. She's like, no, I need to get away from you. So she's like, he goes, well, we just spend this time together and talk. And she goes, no, anytime I'm spend doing that, I need to be spending that time with my kids. And I've only been out a couple of days and it's been all about you. And
but it hasn't.
But it hasn't. And she goes, and I put all my eggs in one basket once again. Again, this is not a personal recovery.
That's your own fault.
Yeah.
Like, you made these plans. And if she were to say right then and there, Andy, I want to go see my kids, he would drive her over there. He would wait in his car for all 15 hours you're visiting with your kids. And he would drove you right back to the house. So, I don't know.
And so he says, well, I was thinking today, I was planning a nice day. Like I thought we could go fishing. And she goes, you don't like to go fishing. He goes, well, I know, but it's not about me. I thought I'd do something you want to do. Maybe we could talk. I mean, this sounds silly, but like we could talk like it was when you were in prison because we were closer then. Now we're so far apart. Now she says something here that I thought was interesting. She says she's starting to view him as a trigger. And a destructive part of this equation. So she says she wants to leave, but she's got no plan B, which is she should have known better. And she feels stuck and is trying not to open up her messenger to find somebody to go get high. But for her to say he's a trigger is interesting because it's like, why is he a trigger? He's never been a buddy that you used with. He's never been anybody that's like helped you get drugs or been around you doing drugs. It's because she just does not want to be with him. So she like,
can't stand him.
I can't stand you. So that makes me want to do drugs to black out to get away from you.
And to me, if you're at that desperate point, just go live with your mom.
Well, yeah, I wonder if her mom will have her.
I'm thinking that her mom doesn't want her there. Mm-hmm. That's what it really is. Because I think Brittney's put them through a lot of shit. over
Probably
the
the
years.
kids live with the mom, you think? Maybe.
Well, I mean, remember we heard that she had said that the kids live with their dad. He went back to court to get them.
That's right. So Gracie
I
is the
don't know.
oldest, and then there's 3 below that. So there's 3 kids.
Yeah.
And one of them was having like a 4th birthday party or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because she's been in 2 years, and she had a little baby when she went to prison.
That's sad.
It's so sad. The whole thing is so sad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Sharae and Anthony. Now,
oh boy.
thank you, or I'm angry at you, to the bunkie who pointed out to us the used condom on the bed that was there the entire time they were talking. It wasn't just a blip like one time.
Yeah.
It was a solid 5 minutes of this used condom laying on top of the bed where they were laying there talking.
Who was that? What's her name? It's Leisha. Is that her name?
Okay. Yes, I think
she
so.
She has a good eye.
Yeah, that was a good eye, because once it was pointed out, I couldn't not see it.
That's all I saw. Yeah. Yep. I watched the show again. I'm like, God damn, how did we miss that? There it is.
I was like, also, first of all, production is coming in.
I know.
And of course, production's not going to tell them because they love that shit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But anyway, we see scenes from their night before, and they have the champagne, they have the rosebud, they have all the romance, and they, just like always, they go in the bathroom, close the door. So as they're getting dressed, she goes, "Did I snore last night?" And he goes, "Like a damn grizzly bear." She's like, "Oh no, that's how I ran away all my old boyfriends. Oh no, I got to get a CPAP."
I think she would have done better with the CPAP, and like at least she explained it. I'm trying to do better, but like a grizzly bear. Oh man, and he was quick to answer it too. Like it was already on his mind. Like hell yeah, you were snoring.
Can't be any worse than what he had to listen to in prison with all those men snoring. I mean, come on now.
I guess maybe he just didn't expect all of that beautiful sound to come out of a woman.
Maybe so. So they get in the car, and we find out that his curfew is 8 p.m. But the PO his mom spoke to said he would be able to stay out till 1 a.m. the night of the party. So they have to go see the PO. They got to get all this, in order. So she's taking him. And as he goes inside, and she goes, "Listen, even if he can't go to the party, we're still having it. I paid too much." Which is surprising because she's so all about him, It seems like she would be like, "We'll just postpone it," So
once you put down those deposits, I mean,
it's so funny. So he comes back and he gets in the car and he says, that lady, this parole officer, that lady, man, she was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
And he does have an ankle monitor.
Yep.
And so she's like, "Well, you got to call that other PO because you can't just stay out till 1 if she didn't confirm it." And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't even want to ask her because she was on some bullshit, whatever." So they call the other PO and they leave a voicemail, and she's like, "It's the weekend. I don't know if you're going to get a call back." So those parole officers are like, "It is Friday at 5:00. Click, turning that phone off. I don't want to talk to these people until Monday at 8.
I don't want to have anything to do with any criminals on the weekends. Yeah. Like that is a weekday stuff right there. No, thank you.
Yeah, and if he doesn't have it in writing, or this woman didn't tell him, I mean,
I don't know why they didn't get it in writing.
He was like, I don't want to break any rules. I have to, do what she says. So I got to call this other guy, which maybe is the boss. I don't know. So they arrive at her apartment, and he's like, "Wow, this is nice." He's like, "It's a nice area, nice house." She's like, "Yeah, it's really nice." And then we see a lot of word art and schedule on the whiteboard.
We do. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. 9 a.m. Anthony arrives home. 9:10 to 11:10 nap time. 11:11 his mom's gonna come in and jump on him. Right. So he says, he's still wrapping his mind around meeting with that PO. Like he's still trying to. And she goes, "Yeah, you're just I think you're just really tired. Like you're just worn out." And she goes, "You've got some time before your mom arrives. Check the schedule. Check the whiteboard. You've got a 45-minute window where you could nap. That's free time. Free time. Yeah. You've got free time." And so he goes and gets in the bed, and she's kind of
yard
cleaning
time.
Up the kitchen.
That's his yard time.
Oh, that's his yard time. Yeah, that's his to do what he needs to do. And it was like, she goes, "Here's a balcony. Like it doesn't have a view, but it's cute." And he goes, "I just like the fact I can go outside."
No kidding.
She's like, "That's right. That's right." So she's cleaning up the kitchen, and mom arrives. Mom is Sharice, as we know. And
her
Sharice
mustache.
Said, "You said it. I didn't say it." And
I was hoping she shaved it.
No. Mm-mm.
I think
Sharice is Sharice, and she says she's too old for your bullshit. She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
Yeah,
She's doing her thing.
clearly. Yeah.
So she comes in, and Sharae goes, he's asleep. He's taking a nap. And so she goes in and jumps on him. I was like, oh, my baby, you're home.
Yeah.
And she jumps on him and stuff, and he is so bugged. He was like, oh, my God, get off me, crazy pants.
So I have like two different feelings about that scene.
Okay. What are they?
The first was he totally wasn't excited about seeing his mom. But then on the
he was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, someone who's been in prison and someone just jumps on their back and starts jumping up and down. That's probably kind of crazy. I'm surprised he didn't jump up and punch her.
You know what I mean? You might get shanked. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this dude never smiles. Like, I don't know if he doesn't know how. He looks sad. Traumatized. Yes, he really does. Like, he's not adjusting. Well, but then it's only been like 2 days.
It's only been 2 days. And let's see, how long was he in prison? 6 years? He was in prison for 6 years. Yeah.
And then Sharae did pick him up, and she's not worn like an outfit that fits or a good bra or anything like that. And he's kind of like, when is it going to come? Do you need me to hook you up with a bra? Do we need to call Holly and Cynthia, have them size
Molly.
I'm sorry, Molly and Cynthia to properly size you. Like, what's going on, Sharae?
Listen, she likes to wear little bitty clothes that don't fit.
Yeah, obviously.
But she has, she's got kind of a banging bod that if she wore clothes that did fit, it would look a lot better.
Yeah. Yes, but no, she says I'm going to size down. Like.
He probably told her somewhere along the line that he likes that.
She looked good.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, because like that top she was wearing was real cute and would have been flattering if it wasn't a size extra small. Yeah.
Yes. Just because you can get squeeze in it. Mm-hmm. I mean, biscuits squeeze into that little roll as well. And then pop, there you go. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Just because you can zip it doesn't mean it fits. So, mom comes out and she's like, oh, my baby. And she hugs him and everything. Mm-hmm. And they sit and talk. And he tells her about the PO and like what happened.
Right.
And she goes, you doing all right? He goes, yeah. He goes, I've learned my lesson. That's my last time I'm going to prison. And she says, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm getting older. You're getting older. So then they get kind of quiet. And Sharae says, do you want to talk alone to your mom? And he says, yes. Now, there's like something there that we missed because that would be just weird from the kitchen for her to say that. I think he was like, I want to talk to my mom and tell her to stay out of our business, but you can't be in the room,
Yeah. Because it'll look like you told me to do it because you tell me what to do and what time to do it and everything about life. Yeah.
So she takes her whiteboard and goes into the other room. She's got a new schedule to write up. She's like, I'm going to use this time. I got to use this time to update our schedule, update our alarms. And so Anthony says, so, Mom, what do you think about this? What do you think about the relationship? And she goes, listen, I like Sharae until she gets mouthy. And we go at it sometimes because I'm just as mouthy as she is. So I don't like it when she's mouthy, but otherwise she's all right. And he says, listen, she did all the time with me. She put her life on pause with me, and I'm happy. And like, we're going to have to set some boundaries here because you've done this in the past with the past relationships.
Well, they've already fucked up the boundaries. They gave her a key to the condo.
Yeah. I think that's boundary number 1.
Yeah. I don't think he approved that.
And Mom's like, I was here before Sharae, and I'm an old dog, and you can't teach me any new tricks. I'm not going to learn anything, so fuck her, fuck him. I'll be over here tomorrow making breakfast. Yeah.
I'm going to bring you some more of that chicken that I made for you that you didn't eat. I heard you didn't eat it.
What if she's like, did you love that chicken? He was like, it was good. In a dumpster on the side of the highway.
Right. Tupperware and all. But I think he really likes Sharae.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, not that we get a lot of facial expressions, but there's just something about you could tell that he really does like her.
I think she's going to need to loosen up on that alarms and the schedules and stuff. She can still have a schedule, but it just doesn't need to be literally to the every quarter hour. She needs to just be like, loosen up a little bit.
He's not going to put up with it because when she started going on that rant and crying, I made all the arrangements. I paid all this money. I got a new outfit that doesn't fit. I have a new bra coming in. I spent all this time on it. And he's like, let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah. So he's not going to be with this bullshit for very long at all. Because I think she's going to listen to him too.
I have high hopes for these two. I do.
I do too.
I do too. Yeah. All right, Brittney and Kerok. Trigger warning later in this section with Brittney and Kerok, there is a sexual assault account. It is horrible. Mm-hmm. But we first start off with these two. They're going out to lunch or a dinner. I don't know. But Brittney is like all dressed up and not a drop of makeup. But all dressed up, but not a drop of makeup. Drinking wine in a fancy restaurant, not a drop.
Well, Kerok had on a do-rag. So
that's true. That's true. I don't know. I don't think that do-rag looked as bad as her just having on zero makeup.
Which I'm really surprised that she didn't have on him. Maybe she just had a feeling of how things were going to go down, and she's going to cry it all off anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So they're going out because they're going to meet with her dad, but he doesn't answer the calls, and he doesn't show up, even though they got some Sauvignon Blanco. Uh-huh. And Kerok says, look, if the problem is me, I'll just leave. And you could tell him, like, I'm not here. I'll go home. I could take an Uber. And she goes, no.
I like that.
I like that too. Yeah. And she just cries and says, like, no, and I just can't believe he would do this to me. And so they call Kelly, who, remember, is Kerok's prison mom, who sounds real normal on the phone.
She totally, like, she sounded like she was at home baking cookies. Like, really normal, like no prison voice or anything like that. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
We got to get Kelly and Coffee and get them at home and see what's happening over there.
Yeah, I want to see that. Maybe another season.
Yeah. So what's Kelly in for? Is she reformed? What's going on?
That's true.
So she talks to Kelly and she's crying. She's sitting on the curb crying. What else do you have to say about this man that you can't come meet me for dinner? It's supposed to be Father's Day. Yeah,
I know.
It's Father's Day, so that was sad.
He could have at least just said, look, I'm not comfortable. I'm not coming. But just to ghost her, that just hurts.
I think that maybe he was planning to come. And then she was like, we're filming for the show. And he was like, I can't have the people at work see me on this TV show.
I mean, that could happen. That's a possibility too. Yeah, she was really upset and she just kept saying, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And she was so upset and she had to drive home. But if Kerok had his driver's license, he could have drove her home because that was kind of dangerous.
I was going to ask you because I was like, did he get in the driver's seat or did he put her in the driver's seat?
He put her in the driver's seat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next scene is the one we get with Kerok's mom and Brittney are cooking. Okay, when they put on those bonnets for cooking, I was like, Kerok does look just like his mom.
He does look like a lot like his mom. Yeah, I agree.
So they're cooking, and she's like, you need to learn to cook greens. She was like, I don't even like collard greens, like gross. And then mom starts to really shame her. It's like, look at your ass. You're telling me you haven't been eating this, you haven't been eating that, you've been eating the neck bones, you've been eating this, and I'm cooking in this used grease, and you like it, you like those biscuits. I was like, wow, she really is like a mom.
She basically said, that ass has grown since you've been living with me, and it has something to do with all this good cooking. But she was not playing about her putting that hair in a bonnet.
No. She was like, I just did my hair. She's like, too bad. I do not want hairs in my food. That's gross.
You have to do it again. Sorry.
Oh, so they're cooking and talking about collard greens and how she used to be 110 pounds. And look at her now. I was like, oh my God, she's so tiny.
I know, but that booty, but she has some. It's so funny because she was talking about getting a BBL, but Brittney, I think you're good. I don't think you need a BBL. No. Just keep eating with Mama Kerok and you'll be all right.
I know. Maybe she wants it to be rounder or something or a different shape. I don't know.
Some of them like for it to just look like they have an adult diaper on, and I just don't get that. That is just odd, and
I don't get it either.
The teen mom girls love a big diaper booty. From Dr. Miami. I don't get it.
Yeah, and we've got on 90 Day right now, the 90 Day Fiancé original. We've got 3 of the 4 storylines that we've had so far are fat asses, giant fake butts.
Well,
3.
Since you brought that up. I've been intending to ask you this question or post it on one of the Pink Shade groups. Okay. What is that woman that people keep posting, that blonde woman who has an alien-like looking face? She reminds me of the blue lady in Fifth Element. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but she's got like a long face. She's all blue. This woman looks like the human version of her. What is that? What is going on?
Okay, so her name is Nikki, or her stage name is Nikki Exotica.
Oh, she's a stripper?
No, she's I guess she's a
Okay.
singer. LOL. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
She does online content. I don't know.
OnlyFans.
She does OnlyFans, I guess.
Okay.
Her storyline is that she is a transgender woman, but
What? Really?
yes,
She looked like Darcy and Stacey's like cousin
yes.
to me.
Everybody thinks it's a Darcy and Stacey, except she's very like super tall and lean, not like
Okay.
short like Darcy and Stacey. But she's very much like she says on the side, in addition to being a singer, she also is a plastic surgery consultant where if people have any questions,
What?
since she's had everything done, she can consult with you about things. She's literally has changed her eye color. She changed her eye color. That's a surgery
Yeah.
she had done.
Yeah, I know there's this girl who was in part of Escape. Her and her daughter got their eye color changed. I'm like, that's just odd to me. But this lady looks like she is, what are those dolls, the blow-up dolls almost.
Yes,
like,
she
I
does.
gotta ask someone what is going on. Like,
But that's what she's going for. So she says on the first episode, she goes, "And I'm a consultant for people with plastic surgery because I've done everything. I've done, she names every part of her face, of course, and changed her eye color. And of course, she's got the giant fake ass. She's got like this huge like thigh gap with like this big ass. And the storyline is that she met this guy, Justin, I want to say like 10 years ago in Moldova.
Okay.
And they were together and engaged for several years. And they had a big argument, and then she revealed to him that she was transgender because he never knew that. And they'd been together for a long time. So then, and he was in the States. He'd come over on a K-1 visa.
Okay.
And then they left because he really couldn't get over it. And then now they have reunited, and he is more accepting of it now.
Okay.
But he is, God, we were trying to do the math on this. We were like, so when they met the first time, she went over to Moldova because like an ex-boyfriend was over there, and she like knocked on the door, and the ex-boyfriend had another girl.
I mean, I'm all for a pop-up visit. Like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, well, it didn't turn out well for her. So she ended up going on Bumble or something and met this guy, Justin. His name is Igor, by the way. She just calls him Justin. Okay. So she met him, and they were together for years. And like I said, he came over on the K-1 visa, and they were going to get married. And then she revealed this about herself that and she, I think, started transitioning when she was like 17, and now she's 37, 47. I mean, she's been transitioned into a man longer than she was a girl. No, transitioned into a woman longer than she was.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
She came out to her mom when she was 17, and her mother did not speak to her from age 17 to 19. But now they're very close because the mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, yes, she is hard to look at because of the plastic surgery. Like, it literally, you would never know she's transgender. It has nothing to do with transgender.
That's not at all.
It's just a sidebar. It's just a sidebar.
Yeah, because I had no idea. I was like, who is this lady? Like, what is going on with her face? Like, what all is she? I mean,
she's done cheeks. She's done everything. Oh my gosh, so cute when she and Justin first got together. She sort of looked like Britney Spears, like with the newsboy hat and like the short shirt with like the low slung jeans. So cute, so cute. And he says that when they go out, people stare and stuff, and we're like, it's not because she's transgender, it's because she looks like that, because everything is like hot pink Barbie, over the top, everything. Every time she leaves the house, she drives like a hot pink convertible BMW.
Oh, wow.
Like everything is over the top. Lots of neon art in her apartment that says like, "You're like pretty," or, "Slay girl," that kind of stuff. So you're missing out. It's only been maybe 4 episodes, so you could catch up.
Because I'm fascinated. I was like, I really need to ask her who this woman is and what is
she's
going on.
She's one of the fake asses, and then we have Jasmine's fake ass, and then we have this girl Sophie who's from the UK, and she also is like, I do online modeling,
OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, but that guy that Sophie's with, his name is Robert, and whoo, is he hot? Hot.
Really?
Yeah, he's a loser, but he's hot.
I mean, you can be a loser when you're hot. You can get away with a lot when you're hot. I mean, just not for a very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super hot though. Okay, all right, we got to get back to these. Okay, we're down.
Mhm,
Now we
mhm.
got to go into something really really sad, which is Brittney's story.
Oh, man.
Okay, so they go into a big discussion about she's like saying, you know, she's grateful to Kerok's mom, and we're talking about
Mhm,
how Brittany's dad didn't show up for the dinner for
mhm.
Father's Day, and how and she says, mom says, like, well, you know, what do your parents think about you living here? And she says, you know, I lived mostly with my aunt, because they're talking about, did your mom ever teach you to cook or whatever? And she
Right,
says,
right.
she got kicked out of the house when she was young and had to live with her aunt because she got kicked out of school and her parents wouldn't let
Mhm.
her live there. And she says, so do your parents mind you live here? And she goes, they don't care that
They
I'm
don't
living here,
care.
you know. And she said,
That's sad.
I don't live up to their expectations. I was always the black sheep. And she
Mm,
says, my mom and I were never close, but my parents were really, really strict, and they would never let me go out or do anything regular with my friends. And all I wanted to do was like go out with my friends and do regular things.
mhm,
So when she was like 14 or 15, she told her mom one night she was going to the movie, but instead she went to a party.
mhm.
And it's the only party she ever went to. And three boys told her friend, hey, we're going to take her home. So, you know, we don't know, were they drinking or whatever at the party? They were 15,
Right.
so probably. And the friend stayed at the party, and these three guys said, we'll get her home. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
So maybe she was drunk or something, and they needed somebody to take her home. But they didn't take her home. They
Right.
sexually assaulted her and broke her collarbone,
Yeah.
and she
And left her in a ditch.
woke up in a ditch. So
Yeah.
basically, they left her for dead. Yeah.
Boy.
So she said from age 15 to 19, she never told anybody this, not one person. No one ever knew. She said, I guess she said her brother broke her collarbone.
Right. Yeah.
Did he get in trouble for that? I mean, what? And
Probably
then did
not.
she tell her brother? So obviously she didn't even tell her brother what happened. She just, I don't know.
Well, obviously they used to roughhouse a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If she could say
For
that happened, yeah.
yeah.
So she never told anybody the story ever until she got locked up, and she didn't ever tell anybody because she thought her parents wouldn't believe her.
Ain't that sad?
And
That's just
so the
horrible.
whole thing is so sad. She told the story, and she says when she met Kerok, she finally met someone who understood her, and she didn't have a real laugh or a real smile until she met
Mhm.
Kerok. And that's why she doesn't care if her parents aren't in her life, because she has him, which was just like sad. Everything about this is sad.
It was. Yeah.
And
And then you start to think about what if her and Kerok don't make it, then
right. And now she's adopted gotten,
the
you know, this new
mom.
family. And
Yeah.
yeah. So mom says, well, you have me. Like, you're always going to have me. I think you're
Mhm.
wonderful. I think your parents are missing out. I just think you're smart and you're great.
Right.
And she hugs her and says, I will never leave you. Like, I'll always be here for you. And there's nothing I won't do for you. And I don't want to see you hurting
She
like this. And your parents are just missing out, is what she says.
Mama
Yeah.
Kerok is the best. I need her to give me an inspirational talk every
I
morning.
know. I
I mean, she's
know.
just and it's sincere. You can tell that it is.
Yeah. Yeah. This week we got a lot of good moms, because we got Red's mom, we got Kerok's mom. We didn't get, let's see, we got Red's mom, we got Kerok's mom, we got Anthony's mom. Got a lot of good moms this week.
Got no Donna
We
because
got
we're
no
talking
Donna, because
about
she didn't
no
fall in
Donna
that cat.
because we don't know which category she actually falls in just yet. She's somewhere in the middle.
Oh, Donna. Poor Donna. All right, so let's end with Joy Nomi, and Red. So
I'm already giggling because it's just
the situation,
the ending scene and the signs.
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed the sign.
Okay, her sign said, my name is free, but people were making fun of it because she had her hand over the E, but it said, my name is free. But that doesn't
But
make any sense. It's
it doesn't make.
stupid.
I think she was supposed to write "My man is free." I
No,
don't know.
it said my name is free.
I don't get it.
No, it doesn't make sense. You know,
No,
my man is free would make sense,
makes sense.
but
I
hopefully
don't
that wouldn't be the
know.
sign you would make. Yeah.
Like I had to go back and look. I thought I was dumb after seeing. I'm like, this. I know what she wrote is correct. I'm dumb, but I'm like, I'm not dumb. Like that's just wrong. What she wrote.
Listen.
I know.
So, mom and the sister are in the car with Joy, and they're like, we want to talk to you about how it's going to be for him in New Mexico. Are there
Mm.
other black people in New Mexico?
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't think I've ever seen a black person in Farmington where I live.
But you saw 3 of them because you claim you slept with your kid is clearly half black. So I think 3.
I'm not commenting on that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not joining in this conversation. I don't know. So they say, well, we don't think it'll be good for him to be there where he doesn't have any other people that look like him around. And she goes, but it could be good for him because then like he won't have any friends to get him in trouble. Like that could be good, right?
Voice.
And then mom says, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Do you know about this? Like a lot of girls sent me money for him. And then he told me to send it to you. So do you know about that? And she goes, what? Like, what do you mean? So if he's not trying to hide anything, why wouldn't he just send the money directly to me? I don't get it. Are they friends? What's going on?
She's so dumb. But it kind of didn't make sense because she's saying that she sent so much money to him.
Right.
But now we're learning that he's sending money to her.
Right. What's the money for? It didn't make sense at all.
I don't know.
Because later on, she also says, it's so crazy I'm going to see him in person. I've only seen his lips move twice.
What did that mean? What?
Because then later she says they do calls and video calls. And I was like, so you've only done 2 video calls?
That's what I was wondering too.
In 7 years?
She just speaks in lies. That's what I think.
What's she saying? I don't know what she's saying.
I don't either.
So, anyway, she's like, I don't understand about the sending of the money, whatever. And she goes, I'm just going to have to talk to him about this tomorrow because why would a woman be sending money to his mother? Listen, maybe I look dumb because I'm not questioning things when I should be questioning things. Yeah, you do. You look real dumb. And on that note, I have to play one of my favorite ones, which is...
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's right. You are really dumb for real.
She really is. She's so just... She's
touched.
Dumb in so many ways. She was dumb when she slammed that door in Destiny's face because she was so close to an ass whooping. I don't think she realizes how close she was. She's just...
I think she didn't mean to slam that door. I think it's just like an automatically closing door, and she didn't like put the thing up to make it stop. I think she's just like, okay, leave me alone. It wasn't
like, I'll see you in a second. It was like slam. I mean, and Destiny was like, I want a piece of this bitch so bad.
Destiny's like, don't make me take up my earrings and my 3 nose rings because it'll take a while.
And my wig, because I ain't going to fuck up my wig beating your ass, because that's a good wig.
Yeah, she looks good. She looks good all around. Mm-hmm. I don't even mind that little nose chain. I think it's kind of cute. So they arrive at the hotel, and there's some cousins and aunts there. And I think that boy may be Destiny's son, because later on she's standing next to him, and they look just alike. So
and I think I saw on her page, it was his birthday or something like that.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So happy birthday. We're going to the prison. So
no, not his birthday that day, but it was like a happy birthday to Louie or Louis or whatever his name is. So I think that may be her son.
Happy birthday, Louis. We're going to pick up your uncle from prison. What a happy day for all of us. God. So they all talk about how excited they are. It's such an exciting day. And Esther, the mom, is like, okay, I'm reminding everybody we have to be up at the crack of dawn. So everybody go to your rooms. We have to be at the prison at 8 a.m. And thank God they didn't make like Joinomi share a room with somebody.
Oh, God. That would have been bad.
So the next morning we see her curling her hair. And she's crying. And it's like, this is supposed to be such a great time. But it's just all filled with negativity. And I just want to be able to talk to Red.
Well, you can't talk to him because he's been in the hole for 4 weeks. He's always been able to talk to him. Yeah.
He's always in the hole. So Destiny knocks on the door and goes, we have to go. Why are you late? What's going on? Mm-hmm. Let's go. And she goes, okay, I'm coming out. Slam. She's like, Destiny looks at the camera like, did y'all see that shit? Really?
She was about to go into Hulk mode right then and there.
She just rolls her eyes. So in her talking head, she says, I have a lot of questions for Red. Like, why are these females sending him money? Like, is he ready to be out of prison? Like, he has to go right into be a father and a fiance in this so-called what we call real world. And that's a lot for anyone. Like so-called real world.
Stop. Yeah, he does need to be in the real world. He's got to get a driver's license. He's got to find his social security card. He's got to get on probation. He's got to get a job. She's worried about all these other things where he's starting from the bottom. Like, come on.
10 years. And he could have gotten out after 5, but he kept screwing himself over and getting himself thrown in the hole because he's fighting. So as they're going, Destiny says, so have you ever been to the prison? And she goes, no, I've never been to the prison. I've never even been to St. Louis. And they were like, what? You never, this is a question the family has. Like, why have you never come to visit him in 7 years?
But how do they not know that already?
They do. They're just saying it on camera. So, production told them to ask her about it.
Yeah.
And Joy goes, well, a couple of times, like I booked the ticket. Like I'd booked the ticket, but then I just didn't have the money to come. I was like, well, that makes no sense because the ticket was booked and you could go stay with his mom.
It's because she's been catfishing him.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Yeah,
that's true. And so Destiny goes, you had the money to buy him clothes and send him stuff. Yeah. And then Joy goes, well, it's none of your business what I do with my money. And Destiny and Esther both go, okay.
Bitch, you about to get slapped, but okay. Just go to this prison. Yeah, she's pushing it big time with him.
Listen, I'm here now, guys. Let's just focus on that. Oh, I'm getting so excited. So they drive up and they all walk up with their stupid signs. And they're talking to Ed. She goes, I do worry about him getting in trouble in this real world, as we call it. And Mom, Esther, cries and says, this has been a emotional roller coaster for 10 years. I've tried to stay strong for my child for 10 years. And you gotta feel for Esther.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they're all hugging and crying. And I said, wait just a damn minute. Joy has got on her transition lenses. You know how I feel about these people on these shows and their damn transition lenses.
No. And she just can't read a room. Like, they're all boohooing. She goes, man, can you imagine? This is all that you see for 10 years, all these barbed wire.
You go outside and all you see is the fence. Isn't that crazy? Happy birthday, Louis.
She's so just dumb. I just don't. And no one's paying her any attention at all. Oh, it's such a happy day, everyone. I'm like, bitch, give them a tissue. Like,
oh my God.
Very emotional.
God, it was funny.
Yeah.
So that was the end. And then we see like a camera sort of like walking, scarily from the inside to the outside. But then we got what I hate when they do, instead of next week on, they do this season on, which means they're halfway through. And they give us all these quick shots. Well, because I am a professional, I wrote it all down.
Of course you did.
So here, as I was eating that cookie that you gave me, I was like, well, shove this cookie in and write these notes down. So we start off with Chelsea and Mikey. A kid runs up and is like, I'm so happy to see you, and hugs Mikey. And my question is, does Mikey have a kid? Who's this kid? I
don't know, but the girls are liking Mikey. Even my mom said Mikey's cute.
Yeah, Mikey's missing some teeth in the back, but seems cute and nice.
Well, I just saw them on a live, and he's looking a lot better.
How did you see them on a live? Why do you see this stuff? I just never see anything.
It was on TikTok.
Oh, I gotta get over. My problem with TikTok is once I go over there, though, it's like I lose time. Like it's 2 hours later. I'm like, oh, I've been on TikTok for 2 hours.
That's why I do it late at night when there's no expectations of me in the house.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So then we see Chelsea slam a door, or like her bedroom door, and Mikey says to the cameraman, she's hiding something. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Next we see they're sitting at the dinner table or something, and there's a knock at the door, and her son, Trevor, says, who the heck is that? So I guess it's probably gonna be Dad, I guess, don't you think?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So now we see Anthony trying to help Sharae put on some boots. He says she needs some Crisco. And that's maybe could apply to some of her clothes.
Because the shoes are probably a size too small as well.
Size too small. She's got body dysmorphia where she thinks everything is one size smaller than it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And then we see him talking to a girl, and Sharae walks up and he's going, listen, listen, listen. And then she's driving in the car and says, not everything is what it seems. But I think they're just making us think that. I think they're fine. Then Louie, thank the Lord, heavens above, goes to see a dentist.
Oh, thank God.
And they recommend he just pull everything out and start from scratch with some dentures.
Yeah.
And Melissa's like, I don't like that. I don't want that. And then we see him flirting with the dental hygienist, which I think, again, is fake. And then we see Melissa, who's bartending and flirting with some guy, saying she's on a break. And then Louie walks in, which the camera is filming her. Obviously, she knew Louie was going to walk in. I'm just like, y'all, just ease off on the fakeness, okay? Let us believe it. Let us believe it.
Because we're trying hard.
I'm trying.
Yes.
Then we see Brittney telling Kerok she don't want to be an old mom. Just remember, she's 23.
23.
And he says, I think Brittany's trying to trap me. He don't want to feel trapped.
Okay.
And then we see them go talk to that doctor, and he basically explains again, in order to use Kerok's eggs, he'll have to get off the testosterone, which we know is not happening, and I don't think it's fair for her to ask him to do that.
I agree 100%.
So then we see it's Joy and Red, and they're at the prison, and somebody says, oh, she's here. I had to rewind this a lot of times, Keisha.
Oh.
So we see two people sitting in the car. So it's like a white girl that's in like a white, like a tank top and a white baseball hat, and another person who I think is Red.
Oh.
And then we see Joy opening the back of like an SUV, and we still see that balloon thing in there that they were using to blow up the balloons at the prison. So it's the same. She got on the same shirt, same day. And we see her telling those two people in the car, take your shit out. I'm gone.
Oh, boy.
Then we see Red and Joy sitting on the couch, and Red's mom saying, go back to jail and take her with you. She broke up our family again.
Yeah, I saw that part. I was like,
so do we think this is an ex-girlfriend that's come into the picture that he's been dealing with the whole time?
It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then we don't get enough of it, but we get one scene with Renika, who has found Asante in this hotel room. And he says, I went from prison to boot camp, and I had to distance myself to maintain my freedom. And she's marching off down the hall with that green ponytail.
Same outfit. Same day.
Same day. They have given 10 episodes in one day.
Yes, they have. Mm-hmm.
And then we see Brittney say to Andy, everything is a fucking lie. And he takes off his mic and goes, can y'all leave? Can y'all get out of here for just now a minute? And he tells the cameras to go. And then we see her in a car counting out some money. He's driving, and she's counting out some money. And she goes, we're 20 short. And he's like, oh, my God.
I know. She's just the worst. It's like, be glad that this man gave you money at all. Like, damn, girl. Yeah.
He says, he's sitting on the leather couch, and he says, life ain't a game. I think I'm being fucked with. And that is it for Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 6, Unhappy Father's Day.
Yeah, that had a lot of sad moments in it, I'll say that.
It did have a lot of sad moments. And that's why I was like, I got to skip over this Melissa and Louie fakeness.
Yeah.
I liked the scene with Dirk, because that seemed very genuine. But the two of them obviously have or at least she's been studying the show and telling him what to say and what we're going to fight about. And
and they're still together, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to Rutu? The yoga instructor.
Oh, the yoga instructor. I think Melissa needs a little bit of yoga right about now. Calm her ass down.
She could use some Zen home.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Keisha, is there anything happening over on the Libra Lounge now that producer James is back?
Yeah, we've been recording. Like, I keep getting messages like, when is producer James coming back from India? Yeah, we're going to record, and we're most definitely going to be talking about Britney Spears' new book and Jada Pinkett Smith's book as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk too much.
I've been hearing a lot about both those books. And
I'm like, can we read the book?
Right.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate this. That happens all the time. Where I'm like, I don't need to read it now. I heard everything.
Yeah, I'm like, I really want to read this damn book. Shut up. Stop. So
you know that for Britney's book, Michelle Williams, the Oscar award-winning actress, is reading the book. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, because Britney can't do it. She'd be reading in slurs. Like, yeah, she can't do it. No.
But what a choice. Like, Michelle Williams doesn't even have a Southern accent, you know?
Maybe she's going to fake one.
I heard somebody on a podcast the other day going, is Michelle Williams going to read it like this? Like, first, I was little, and then I was on the Mickey Mouse Club, and I had a boyfriend, and his name was Justin. He was really hot, and we had sex. So anyway, it's like, is she going to talk like this? And Britney Spears,
Maybe.
No. Is she going to do it like in character as Britney Spears, or is she going to read it like Michelle Williams,
I'm kind of hoping she does it in character.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah,
that would be
great. Yeah, that's what I'm on.
But I think it's probably going to be, revealing a lot. And, I guess whoever was her ghostwriter, like, God bless whoever that person was, because she posted about it on Instagram. She put 12 exclamation marks behind every single thing. I didn't know people would be so interested. 6 exclamation points. Who knew? Exclamation point.
Brittney, we all
it's all in the past, exclamation point. I don't want to talk about it, exclamation point. I was like,
but I wrote a book. Yeah, and it comes out this week. It comes out on the 24th.
Okay. Well, lots of people have got, lots of media people have gotten advanced copies, I guess.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty easy to read in a day.
I think it'll be a pretty easy read. Yeah.
I'll have you report to me about Jada's book because I'm not reading that.
I'm not reading her book. No, I just want to talk about all the shit she's been saying. I'm not reading her book. No. No thanks.
Why does Jada bug so bad? She just bugs.
She's a bugaboo. She's a bugaboo. I don't know. She needs attention.
I don't know why she bugs me. She just bugs.
She bugs everyone. Everyone's like, okay, you can take me out of the group chat. Tired of Jada.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to feel real sorry for Will Smith. Real sorry.
Yeah, he's going through it. I mean, I even forgive him for the slap at this point. I really do.
Yeah, he thought he was standing up for his woman, but they were not even
It
married.
wasn't his woman. No.
Separated. Been separated. So weird. The whole thing is so weird.
All
right. Well, if somebody reads Jada's book and thinks that it's worth us reading, then let us know.
I don't think anyone's going to get back to us about that.
You don't think anybody's going to get back to us? All right.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Well, everybody, like I said at the top, please follow us on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. Please follow Keisha at Libra Lounge with Keisha. And you can also find Keisha's podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you know what? If you like a podcast, any podcast, this one, Keisha's, anybody's, just give a 5-star review. And you don't even have to, you could say something or not. You could go, hey, it's a great podcast. But you know what you shouldn't do? If you don't like a podcast, you should not go on there and explain that you don't like it, because that is not what Apple reviews are for.
That's right. Yep.
If you have a problem with a podcaster or something they said or something you may perceive to be wrong, what you should do is send them a DM and say, hey, I was kind of upset you said this.
Yep.
And the podcaster generally, unless they're just like so huge, generally, and then they'll get their PR team to do it. I don't have a PR team. They'll write you back and go, thank you so much for pointing that out. I didn't mean for you to think that or take that way. And because listen, I'm all about constructive criticism. So I think that Apple reviews is just not the place for that.
You are preaching today. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And I agree 100%.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Yep. Okay, everybody. I'll talk to you next week, Keisha.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.